0.38. 0.21. Hey everybody. Guess I can move you a little over here. There you go. How's it going, guys? It is crunch time for me. I am getting ready to go to Rapid TCT in Detroit with Creality and giving a presentation. And I realized I am out of business cards. So I am using my 200-watt MOPA fiber laser to engrave cards today. So I figured I'd hop on, at least be productive with something on YouTube, since I haven't been super on videos lately. It happens. Save as card rough. Do that as that. So this week was a chemo week, so that was awesome. It really wasn't, but oh, thank you, Dylan. That's awesome. Let's see, card. So I haven't played video games in like a long time. I mean, it's been like years since I played video games. Years and years, actually. I don't have anything against it. I just haven't. I just haven't played video games in a while. You know, it's really, I just don't have the time. You know, I'm down at the shop lately since, you know, till like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock every night. And then it's, you know, the next morning is doing the same thing again. You know, I mean, occasionally, occasionally I'll turn this, the switch on, but, so for capacitive touch, I am using, I was just in the laser room. Let me go to, in the studio, I use, it's a company called Filiplex, company called Recreus, and they make, they were super cool. So they sent me a bunch of samples, and this is capacitive. So they have a capacitive filament. It isn't very durable because it's a carbon graphite. Carbon graphite is the interior binder for it. So it isn't like super, super durable. But it is capacitive. And you know, really, you're only going to use that for like the index and middle finger. For when you're doing that. You know, I have heard that before. 180. There we go. So right now I'm setting up new business card So missingpartsclub@gmail.com is the email that I'm doing everything for the prosthetic hand for. For the other stuff, it's forgeprostheticdevices@gmail. But most of the, the stuff I'm doing with the devices right now is through missingpartsclub@gmail. I don't know. I can see you chat too true to be good. I'm not much on banning people unless you start getting like super out of line. You know. Alright, so I have a rough first side. Let's see what that even looks like engraved. Put that on the table about right there. Let's go frame. We'll see how close they are. Oh man, I tell you, I have my laser like so set up. So I just put the cards so I just put the card pattern on LightBurn, and check that out. They are right to the perimeter. So let's see. Now I haven't squared anything up yet. This is just a rough, just to see if it looks about right. We'll go close, zoom. So I'm going to do fill on that. 80% is probably too much. So what do you do, David Lee? Well, I mean, it might be me. I'm in the back of the shop. I don't have the best internet here. In fact, I'm... Okay, so the fingers themselves are mag aluminum, so I don't know if you're going to have problems doing foundry work with that. I know it probably isn't going to like the fine powder if you're using graphite as for your molds. But I mean, if you're, I don't know. See, if I was doing like blacksmith work, I think I would do more dedicated specialty tools as opposed to, a full device like this. Oh, you're just doing green sand, nickel sand? There you go. It would probably be okay with nickel sand. Let's see, 40. Let's see, we are turning off that layer. That layer is going to be the lines, and that's going to be no output. Oh, okay. I don't think I would like for me, I wouldn't like the vibration of doing blacksmith work running through the prosthetic. It's really jarring it. You know, if you got any type of phantom pain, it will definitely pick up. If you're always whacking on stuff. But I mean, I've made a couple different devices for like when I'm doing artistic work here. That it's like a rotating pin and clasp for like hammer, because with this you don't really have much real wrist motion. So I mean, but you might have a different way of doing it. Okay, so that is green, that is that, so all of those are just way too high. Yeah, so do you still have a palm? Okay, 49% is way too high. We're going to go down about 30. We're going to go probably 40 frequency. Okay. Well, have you downloaded the check socket off of the Printables website? It's under Missing Parts Club somewhere there, and it's just the check socket. So print that, and then that will see how it's gonna fit for. So I have a full machine shop. A couple CNCs, got a CNC lathe, got a plasma cutter, press brake, tubing benders, welders, tool and cutter grinder, surface grinders, universal horizontal, vertical milling machine. All kinds of stuff. So where are you, David Lee? Okay, so I'm going to go 29%. Okay, so Phil, I'm going to go 40 and 30, and that's probably going to be too much. So the first card is probably going to get just blown apart. South Bend, Indiana. I used to work in South Bend, Indiana. I used to come there I was there for a week and a half every month for a company I was advising on. And it is definitely a place to be from. Especially when the tornado sirens go off and you're just like, holy crap. Could be anywhere else. Okay, so 40 and 30. We're going to go actually 29 and 30. 29. Oh, did you guys have tornado warning last night? That sucks. Okay, so 29 and... Okay, we're going to go 30. We're going to go 30-30 and 30-30. So 30% power, 30 frequency. Framing looks good, and... Start, we're going to pause. Pause. Okay, so we're going to get rid of... That sucks. Okay, so how about now? Okay, so looks like I need to get rid of this outside, which is inconvenient. Dang it. I need a reference mark. Okay, well, I'm going to delete it, and then we'll just put it back when we need to do it again. Okay. 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 So you guys can see. I am making new cards for. So I'm going to Rapid TCT with Creality next week, and I am all out of business cards. So right now I am setting up the fiber laser so I can cut out, I don't know, 50 or so of them, and I'm going to do them as a left and a right so I don't have to do two setups. So I'll just take, you know, the one and then flip it over to the next, and flip it over to the next, flip it over to the next, and that type of thing. I usually do them on my Falcon 2 laser, but it always leaves kind of a residue with these cards. I don't know if it's the paint coating or what, but it always has this weird kind of film to it, and then you have to wipe them down with IPA, and just it ends up being more work than what it should be. So I think I'm going to just use just the cap bolts to separate my left and my right. So this week was chemo week. Chemo sucked. Today is day after chemo day, so I will probably be eating lunch today. We will see. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now what I have to do, since I pretty much like this is the card. Wait, that doesn't focus for nothing. Since I pretty much like this as a card, now I'm gonna take it and align it to the table. Or, actually, I guess I can align the table to the image too. So I'm gonna go back, edit, undo, delete, so then I can do my framing. Okay. So I use an XYZ on my laser, and what that allows me to do is, see, I have the framing mark, so now I can screw this over just until that starts getting to there, and then I take this and run this over to the screws, the edge of the screws. Probably right about there. Square this up just a skosh. Okay, probably right about there. Actually, I'm going to draw a great big rectangle. Draw a great big rectangle and make sure that my stage is square with the rest of everything. Undo. Escape. And delete. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. That is nice to hear sometimes. We're going to go there, and we're going to draw a great big rectangle. Square the laser to the frame. Delete. And that one. Be there. Frame. Oh, that is way too big. Hello. I was doing hydro flasks and stuff last night, so I just got to get everything reset up for doing other work. Okay, so a little bit that way, a little bit that way, frame. Oh, looks like I'm pretty close. So down about 100. Okay, that looks pretty square. So I'll tighten up the laser itself. Boop. 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 So what I'm looking at for this is I just drew a rectangle, and now I'm making sure that the stage is square with the laser beam itself. That way the cards don't have any weird skewing to them. Now I go frame. Not that one. Boop. Delete. Frame. Put the card there, and then a little bit. Boop there. Close, and then I will copy. And show. So I'll grab this and then move. So I have been experimenting with my Prusa XL lately, doing a two material, a dual material type socket. I've been referring to it as the Panda socket because I've been using, black PET G to go with some white TPU that I had, or TPE that I had, and it's concept. It'll be interesting to see how what type of longevity you end up getting out of the socket itself, just because of the flexion extension, and just how long all of that, how long it will last just with regular usage. So we'll see. Okay, I need to get rid of that one. Ooh, ooh, not all of that. So we're gonna get rid of. What do you think? Just a QR on the back, or should I do the rest of my stuff? Okay, gonna get rid of that. We'll move the image down. Okay, so that's gonna get scooted down. I do like LightBurn. LightBurn is an awesome software for what it is. I mean, you can just do so much with it. Okay. Should probably edit that text up. I would totally respond to the German, but I do not read German. Sorry. Hold on a second. So, squishy where the squishy parts need to happen, and rigid where the other parts need to happen. So, still super early in on that. And then what you do is with the TPU or TPE, you just adjust the infill to where it doesn't have a lot of body to it. And so I'm using color fab for that. And color fab, you can adjust the temperature of your extrusion temperature, and it'll make a different durometer rubber, essentially. Although it's not rubber. But you can get different squish out of it, which is, super cool, really. How's that? What, are you allergic, or you get burned by rubber? Okay, so that is going to be... so that... Oh, dude, that sucks. I was running a... this is a million years ago. I was rolling rings on a 3-point roller and just about got my hand sucked in it. It degloved the palmar side of my thumb. I was able to just pull the skin off, but oh my gosh, scared me to death. I had to take a minute before I got back on that machine. Oh, that sucks. That is unfortunate to say the least. I mean, that really, really sucks. I am sorry that. Because the thing is, there's no putting that skin back on. I mean, there is no fixing that at all. Right, because it's got so much rotational inertia to the machine that electric brake on it. I mean, there's just no. Oh yeah. No, and at that point, why bother? I mean, all the tendon, all the structure, all of that's garbage. So, what are you really going to do with it? And sometimes, sometimes doctors are just trying to tell you something just to make you, give you hope and all of that junk. But a lot of the times, it doesn't help, and that type of thing. It's like, oh, you could, we can this and this to get your hand back. And yeah, so like, is yours, okay, you got to look basically like this. So disarticulation at the metacarpals, no proximals, and you need your thumb. So my palm is about 4 inches wide, and I'm about an inch at the metacarpal end. You need good wrist flexion, and then mobility on, for lateral motion on the wrist. But I mean, if you got that, to do something with you. How did your termination site end up? I mean, send me some pictures to missing parts. So you're missing your right hand? Okay. So when I bought all those parts so before I stopped making, I mean, I know I've been not making videos lately, which, the thing is, I needed to step away and make some real money. I mean, YouTube isn't paying fuck all nothing right now. So I needed to make some real money at the shop. So, I mean, that's what I've been doing lately, is just making real money. But I mean, I'll be getting back into doing videos again. Just right now, gotta pay the bills. And I'm super behind on videos for like creality and holy cow, how can I be already out of battery? Alright. Let's set it up. Let's set it up to where I can be in that doing cards while I'm talking to you guys. Grab a charger. Where'd my charger go? There's my charger. Okay. Probably had to grab a phone holder. Okay. And then we can do and this is actually the first time I've been shooting from this room. This was just a room of kind of wasted space in the shop. And I started this remodel during Christmas, but then I got... so I ended up doing Super Bowl this year. Doing some interior stadium project managing work for Super Bowl. I mean, that's what I used to do before I got sick. Is during the winters I would, you know... No, but I'm going to Detroit for Rapid TCT next week. I'm in Oregon. I'm in Southern Oregon right now. That's where my shop is. Boop. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So, let's see, we're going to adjust. I don't really like that font, so ink free. Boop. And then we'll make that bigger. We'll do that, and then we'll take this and scoot it over a skosh. All right. So let's okay, the framing looks pretty okay. Oh, Detroit, I love your guys' airport. You guys have the best airport. Okay, my laser is a little bit out of alignment, left and right. So, okay, so I think that's about where it needs to be. Okay. All right, let's make some garbage. Okay, so let's see. Fourth axis still on. Fourth axis is on. So I will boop. Alright, so do you guys want to watch the laser, or do you want to watch me? There we go. All right. Let's see. Can you guys see? There you go. All right. First cards. See what it looks like. Okay. Okay, ready? And go. Okay, so QR code over a skosh. Down, obviously, because I'm starting to curl up the card a little bit. All right, so let's see. That needs to be, the image needs to be turned down like a lot. Okay, so that needs to be probably 30. And okay, so we're gonna go 30 all the way across. Okay, so that's what that looks like. That's that side. So the QR needs to go over a skosh. Okay, so I moved it over 2 skoshes. And I think I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take the image of the finger and I'm going to scoot it over that way. Okay. And actually, I'm going to go... Let's change everything to 20%. 20%, 30 frequency. %. So 20%, 30 frequency, and so then what I do is I just swap the cards left to right. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so what do you think? You like? The QR code looks a little bit skewed, so I gotta... The QR code looks just a little bit skewed, so I have to laser a little bit.